A plant compound works like Ozempic. It is called berberine. 50 cents a dose. It drops blood sugar like the most prescribed diabetes drug on Earth. The studies are over 15 years old. So why has your doctor never mentioned the word? So what is berberine? It is a bright yellow plant alkaloid, the kind of yellow that stains your fingers. It comes from golden seal, from Oregon grape, from barberry root. Chinese medicine has been prescribing this for over 2,000 years. For 2,000 years, it was just a digestive infection treatment. Boring. Then, 2008 happened. A team of Chinese researchers decided to do something nobody had tried. They put berberine head-to-head against metformin. Metformin is the most prescribed diabetes drug on the planet, over 100 million prescriptions a year, the cheapest gold standard for blood sugar control in modern medicine. They ran the trial for 3 months. The berberine group dropped their blood sugar just as far as the metformin group, a yellow plant compound matching the diabetes drug of the century. The longevity research world lost its mind. Here is what makes berberine actually work. It flips a switch inside your cells. The switch is called AMPK. Think of AMPK as the low fuel alarm in every cell of your body. When AMPK is on, your cells stop hoarding energy. They start burning it. Fasting flips this alarm on. A hard workout flips this alarm on. Metformin flips this alarm on. So does berberine. And this is exactly why people started calling berberine nature's Ozempic. Different mechanism than Ozempic, same downstream effects. Both drop blood sugar, both kill cravings, both lead to weight loss. Berberine is not faking it like some cheap knockoff. It is flipping the same metabolic master switch as the most prescribed diabetes drug in modern medicine, just from a yellow plant that costs 50 cents a dose.
Let me walk you through the headline study, because the numbers are kind of unreal. 84 newly diagnosed type 2 diabetics, 3 months of berberine, 500 milligrams 3 times a day. Their HbA1c dropped from 7.5 to 6.6. That is the diabetic threshold. They walked out of the trial below diabetic levels. Fasting glucose dropped from 191 to 124. Post-meal blood sugar dropped almost in half. Published in the journal Metabolism in 2008. Open access. You can read the whole paper right now in the description. But the blood sugar effect was just the start. Berberine also drops your cholesterol, and not the way a statin does. Statins shut down your liver's ability to make cholesterol. Berberine does something completely different. It cranks up a receptor on your liver cells called LDLR. LDLR is the receptor that pulls LDL cholesterol out of your blood and into the liver for clearance. So your liver basically becomes a more aggressive vacuum cleaner, sucking the cholesterol that is already circulating in your veins out of circulation. In the trial, patients' LDL dropped 25%. Triglycerides dropped 35%. Total cholesterol dropped almost 30%. 3 months from a plant. Published in Nature Medicine, one of the most prestigious medical journals on Earth. And the mechanism matters. A statin shuts down a building site. Berberine opens an extra drain. Both lower your cholesterol number, but the drain strategy does not mess with the cholesterol your brain and your hormones actually need, which is part of why a lot of longevity researchers prefer berberine for borderline high cholesterol cases over statins. Then add weight loss. A 2020 meta-analysis pulled 12 trials together. Berberine produced consistent fat loss across every single one. 2 kilograms in 3 months without diet changes. Pair it with food changes and the number doubles. Pair it with food changes plus walking, and people in the longevity community are reporting numbers that look a lot like what they are getting from prescription GLP-1 shots. One plant drops blood sugar like the top diabetes drug, drops cholesterol like a statin, drops weight like a low-dose Ozempic. Same mechanism explains all three.
AMPK activation, the master metabolic switch.
Now the part most channels skip. Quick note, this is research, not medical advice. The sweet spot in the research is around 500 milligrams 3 times a day. That is what the major trials nailed it with. People running this protocol typically see results in 4 to 6 weeks. Timing matters too. The studies getting the biggest effects had subjects taking berberine about 30 minutes before meals. The reason is mechanical. AMPK matters most right when food is hitting your bloodstream. Take it at random times and you leak the leverage. One upgraded form keeps showing up in the literature. It is called dihydroberberine. Your gut bacteria actually convert standard berberine into dihydroberberine inside your body anyway. The upgraded version skips that conversion step. It's about 5 times more bioavailable, so research using it gets results at much lower doses, and it tends to be way gentler on the gut. The research also describes some interesting stack combinations. Berberine plus Ceylon cinnamon hits blood sugar even harder. Berberine plus alpha-lipoic acid hits insulin sensitivity. Or the lowest tech option, walking after meals. Walking activates AMPK through the same pathway berberine does. So berberine plus a 15-minute walk after dinner is basically doubling your leverage from one supplement. The longevity research community tends to cycle it, 8 to 12 weeks on, 1 to 2 weeks off. That cycling pattern shows up in most of the long-term protocols. Quick honesty, berberine is not for everyone. The research lists it as off-limits in pregnancy, and it interacts with a lot of prescription drugs because it slows the liver enzyme that breaks down most medications. So if you are pregnant or on any prescription medication, this is a doctor conversation first. For everyone else, the data is kind of incredible. The research has been public for over 15 years. The cost is around $15 per month. The mechanism is the same one your doctor has prescribed metformin for thousands of times. So why is metformin a first-line treatment for diabetes and berberine is not even mentioned? The honest answer is patents. Metformin lost its patent decades ago. Berberine never had one. No pharmaceutical company can charge $1,000 a month for a plant. There's no sales rep visiting your doctor with brochures. No fancy dinner conferences pitching the next blockbuster drug. No clinical trial budget funding the next research wave. So the data just sits there, public, replicable, 15 years old, quietly used by the longevity research community, while the rest of medicine pretends it does not exist. Every study cited in this video is linked in the description. Take them to your doctor, ask them what they think, watch how they react. Subscribe to Mr. BioMaxxer for more biohack research, the studies already settled, but mainstream medicine has not caught up to. This is research, not medical advice. Always check with your doctor before changing any supplement routine.